What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Real Highlights podcast. I'm just me. Henry didn't feel like recording, but I got to be consistent. Got to get this out on the regular time, which is now. I think I'm changing it. Saturday at 12, 11, 10. I don't know. I'm gonna switch up to the morning. It's what I've noticed. Other people who host podcasts, such as Marquez Brownlee, Andrew Schultz. Actually, Andrew Schultz uploads his around 5, 6. But I've noticed a lot of people who host podcasts upload them later. But we are switching to once a week, Saturdays. Just because stuff is getting more busy. And, less sports news anyway. It's actually going to become a lot of sports news. And I'm considering doing little segments that I upload. Like a daily recap of everything that happened. Maybe, possibly just uploading it to YouTube. And it'd be similar format, like it would just be like a 1-minute podcast that I upload to YouTube, or a 5-minute podcast that I upload everywhere. And then you have the actual podcast. I don't know, just considering doing that. But let's get right into it. Also, by the way, subscribe right now. If you're on YouTube, wherever you are, subscribe, smash it right now. I'm not going to really go over box scores. I guess I'll go over the last one. There's only one to go over, and they're playing right now. Heat, Lakers. Actually, I don't know if they're playing at 8. Lakers will sweep. Butler at 23. He had a lot in the first half. Kendrick Nunn had 18 and 19 minutes. Tyler Hero had 14. LeBron 25, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. AD 34. Caruso had 10. Yeah, everyone played pretty well for the Lakers. They were up by 40 at one point. They only ended up winning by 18. But they probably took LeBron. They took everybody out and put some not very good players in there, like Talon, Horton Tucker. He's actually not that bad, but he just doesn't get a lot of clock. But Lakers will most likely sweep. Now the question is, who will get the Finals MVP? LeBron James or Anthony Davis? I honestly don't know this one. I think they'll end up giving it to LeBron, because he's LeBron James. But if the Lakers repeat next year, I don't know if he'll get it. There is Ben Simmons to the Wolves. Rumors heating up even more than they were, a few weeks ago when I was talking about this. And the trade is Ben Simmons to the Wolves for our 1 pick and Jarrett Culver, and we received Ben Simmons and the Philadelphia pick. Now, why would the Wolves do this? Well, we can get a guy who doesn't need to score a lot, who is a really good passer, really good rebounder, really good defender, who's also a big man. So that would be great for us. We have Towns, so we would pair him with Towns and D'Lo. And I want Booker, but Booker is a scorer, and he'd fit around alongside those guys, but he can't play defense, or he hasn't played defense very well. And Ben Simmons, really good defender, and it's not like we need another scorer, but I would prefer Booker anyways. Why would the Philadelphia 76ers do this? So if you guys have not heard, I'd be surprised if you haven't. The 76ers have hired Coach Doc Rivers. He got fired, or he is parted ways with the Clippers. He sent resign. So why would they do this? So if you go back to, 2019, Kawhi's on the Toronto Raptors, LeBron's first year in the Lakers. Tobias Harris was on the Clippers for the first half of the year. And all the Clippers did was run a pick and roll, and they were really good, and then they traded Tobias Harris to the 76ers, obviously. So Doc Rivers and Tobias Harris, they like each other. And I wonder if Doc Rivers is going, we don't need Ben Simmons. We have Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. We can just run Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid pick and roll all day and be great. And what's even crazier is Buddy Hield did not like the Luke Walton hiring right away, and is now not responding to his phone calls. And you know who wanted Al Horford? Sacramento Kings. They really wanted Al Horford right away. Al Horford obviously chose the 76ers and is on a horrible contract, but the Kings do have bad management, so I could totally see the Sacramento Kings making that trade. which would be Al Horford for Buddy Hield. You probably could throw in a pick maybe. So then your starting lineup isn't looking that bad anymore. So you're still paying Tobias Harris on a horrible contract, but Tobias Harris is running point guard. You have Josh Richardson at shooting guard. You have Embiid at center, obviously. You have Buddy Hield at shooting small forward. And I guess you don't really need... You could run Tobias Harris more at the 2, like at the 4. Really 4 on playing power forward on defense, playing wing on offense, and you can just sign like a really good role player point guard, whoever that is, like TJ McConnell, who they used to have but got rid of. But that's how that would work. That's why the Clippers would do that. Or not Clippers, sorry. 76ers. There's also... Yeah, that's why they would do that. Now, so Doc Rivers, obviously, parting ways to the Clippers. Who will get that job? I'm gonna go out and say it'd probably be Ty Lue. I think Ty Lue will get that job. He is the assistant for the Clippers already, and must have knew something about this going on, or else I assume he would already sign with another team. But he is gonna interview with the Rockets for their job, and I think the Pelicans as well. I think he's gonna be interviewing with them tomorrow for their job. But I do think he'll just end up taking the Clippers job. They can win right away. That's just me though. Let's see what's going on. I have some other stuff to talk about, but let's see if we can find some stuff in between to talk about. Let's go on ESPN. WNBA is going on right now, and let's see. I think Seattle won. I think Seattle will end up sweeping Vegas, but I could be totally wrong about that. Seattle is up by 20 right now. They'll end up sweeping the Vegas Aces. Seattle Storm have the best player in WNBA and one of the best point guards in the WNBA. One of the best point guards of all time, if not the best point guard of all time, Sue Bird. Let's check this box score. Who is going crazy? Brianna Stewart has 37 points. She had 16 in the first half. Holy crap. Wow. That's insane. Sue Bird has 2 points and 16 assists. Ajay Wilson, 19 points, 6 for 20. She was locked up, I assume. But Brianna Stewart. Holy crap. 37 points. That's so crazy. Great game. Nice. Good job. Cubs get eliminated. Oh, MLB. I guess let's talk about this Bronco. Actually, we'll get into that next segment. Cubs get eliminated from the playoffs. So do the Twins. Twins get swept. I thought Twins were gonna win the World Series this year, but our curses continue of 17 straight postseason losses, starting in 2004 to now. So it's a great job. I just wonder why we can't get a really good pitcher, or roll the strategy I was talking about, which is pitch 2 starters together. Like, why not just go in all in for the 1 win to end the streak? But no, here we are. We're doing this pitching situation. Not great. But we have no pitchers. We have Maeda. Barrios. Maeda's really good. He's been really good for us this year. We have Jose Barrios, who was not very good for us this year. He ended up being not that bad in the playoff game, but our reliefs came in and gave up runs both games 1 and 2. We have Pineda, who's on drugs, making him great last year. He came back this year. I think he was pretty good, but what else? Let's MLB. There we go. Let's check what else has happened. Thursday. So the Braves won the series against the Reds. The Athletics won the series against the White Sox. The Padres tied it up 11-9. Holy crap. They went, I think Tatis Jr. went crazy. Dodgers sweep the Brewers and they win first round. So we're about 10 minutes in. I already don't have much to talk about. That's the problem doing these alone. You just don't have much to talk about. I guess you can say Trump got corona. Yeah. It'd be fun for Among Us. It's not a new game, it came out a while ago, but it's really fun to play. Be fun to play with some people. I've not gotten a good lobby yet, but it'd be great. Let's see. Okay, let's go into my other topics. So we have my fantasy football, which my team is pretty good right now. So I'll just give you my team. I have Josh Allen. He's my starting quarterback. I just got offered 2 trades, I think. I got offered. I just got offered Kenny and Drake for Austin Eckler. Kenny and Drake. I'm gonna check his stats because I don't think he's done much this year. He hasn't boomed or busted, but why would I do that trade for Eckler? That's such a dumb trade. Why would he even offer me that? It's kind of disrespectful. But I have made some moves since the last time. So I have Josh Allen as my quarterback. He's going to be my starter forever. I have Austin Eckler. He's still there. I traded for Aaron Jones. It was a pretty one-sided trade for me. I think I ended up giving up like Aaron Rodgers and James Conner for Aaron Jones. Really good trade. I still have Mike Evans as my receiver. I'm starting Odell against Dallas. I think that's going to be a pretty good matchup for me. George Kittle's back. That's probably why I lost. I ended up losing last week. I really couldn't do anything about it. I mean, everybody was injured for me. I actually traded Melvin Gordon away. I'll talk about that a little more, but I have him starting. Last week I have him, and he had 26 fantasy points for me. He went crazy. I have the 49ers defense, and my kicker got injured, so I had to pick up the San Francisco kicker. I have Joe Mixon on my bench. I started Melvin Gordon over him. I have Deshaun Watson on my bench. I have the Atlanta kicker on my bench. I have AJ Green on my bench. T.Y. Hilton on my bench. Jonnu Smith on my bench. Will Fuller on my bench. And Christian McCaffrey on my IR. So once McCaffrey gets back, I will have McCaffrey, Eckler, and Aaron Jones. That's a pretty good running back lineup. And the only spot I'm struggling at is receiver. But to get to that, I just made a trade for a wide receiver. Pretty good wide receiver. He goes by the name of Devante Adams, and I will have him next week. And he's not playing this week anyway. And a lot of players aren't playing for the Packers this week, so Aaron Jones probably will go crazy. But the trade was Melvin Gordon and Will Fuller for Devante Adams. I'd say it's a little better trade for me, but still a good trade for Henry. It was actually with Henry. I just offered him straight up. I actually offered Melvin Gordon T.Y. Hilton, but he took Will Fuller. So my receiver spots will be Mike Evans and Devante Adams. And my team is pretty stacked. I'm ranked like one of the last. I'm 1-2, but I should win this week pretty easily, I'm gonna guess. And then, if I'm not mistaken, I have a pretty easy week next week. I do, and then week 6 of the NFL season, I need to hope McCaffrey's back by then. I have a tough matchup against probably one of the best, second best team in the league, if not the best team. My guy Tommy Stika. He has Matt Ryan, Ezekiel Elliott, Miles Sanders, Chris Goodwin, Juju Smith-Schuster. He has Kelsey, Josh Jacobs, Steelers defense, Matt Prater. He has Cortland Sutton. He has A.J. Brown, Robert Woods, Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, Cam Akers, and Kareem Hunt. Those are his players. Yeah, but once McCaffrey comes back, I should really just be rolling, honestly. I mean, yeah. I really don't even, need help at a position. All my positions are insane. Like, assuming Josh Allen keeps this up, I don't see why I should make a trade for Pat Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. Not that those guys aren't good. Like, they're really good. But, like, why should I give Josh Allen up? I just don't see the point of that. But yeah, I really don't know where I'm struggling at. Like, even at my flex, I'm going to have Joe Mixon and Austin Eckler, it's going to be one of those two starting there every week. Most likely Eckler every week, and unless Joe Mixon turns up a little bit. But yeah, my team is looking good. Hopefully next year, we'll probably have 10 teams. 6 teams, not enough. Teams are a little too stacked. It's okay though. First year doing it. Probably do fantasy basketball too. Hopefully we can get 10 teams in there. That'll be fun as well. What else is going on? Ooh, I have my streak to pick for ESPN. I should have picked it already. Oh, I can pick the Lakers. The Heat. I'm gonna pick the Lakers. My total record is... Oh, new month. Okay, I'm gonna try and go undefeated this month. I'm 0-0 currently. Let's see if I can go 1-0 tonight. That'd be really good. I'm golfing tomorrow for like the first time. Actually, I golfed a couple weeks ago, but I don't really count that because I haven't really played golf since like first grade, second grade. And I was pretty good back then. Not even gonna be lying. Could have been on the PGA Tour. Could have challenged Tiger Woods, but I just didn't want to challenge Tiger Woods. Didn't want to embarrass him, so it took a little break. But yeah, back to playing out. I'll tell you how that goes next week on the pod. Actually, when this goes out, I'll likely be playing. But really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe on everything, like, and see you next one.